So yes, losing mom was probably one of the most difficult, impossible things that I've ever had to go through. It was, you just can't explain how that feels at the time. And definitely having a due point policy in place. You know, my parents didn't have their own policies in place, and fortunately I had added mom as a dependent on mine. And it really just made such a difference to just know that financially we were sorted to be able to do what we needed to do, make the decisions that we needed to make. And it was really just at a difficult time. It was the start of COVID, having to go through that funeral where we weren't even allowed to have funerals. And just to be able to put through what we needed to do was just a very, very difficult thing to do. But at the same time, just knowing that the due point policy was in place. And from the moment that I even let the ladies at head office know, their bereavement messages, they were so caring. It really felt like family, consoling me and sharing what was the requirements of how to get the policy paid. They worked me through the process. They made it easy. It wasn't just an easy process to get all of the documents because I needed doctors to sign things off and etc., etc. But they just made it so much easier. And every time they'd come back to me and say, Chani, this is needed. And they worked me through it. And the minute that I had everything in place, within hours actually, they had settled the payments and I got the money in. We were able to pay the funeral home, do the things that we needed to do, and you know, we could send mom off in a manner that was just, you know, fitting for mom. And it just took that pain away of, you know, the loss. We were actually able to focus on losing her and not just worried about paying for the things that we needed to pay. So at the end of the day, we don't want to have a burden. You know, you want to be able to bury your loved ones with dignity. And you don't want to burden the family. You want them to be able to mourn, and you want them to be able to get through that healing process. And that's what it's all about. It's what you leave behind that's important, and being able to focus on that legacy, not having to sit there stressed out because there's debt and something that you can't pay, or that you can't afford to have someone cremated, or that you can't afford a coffin, or you don't want to have to worry about any of those things. You want to just be able to select what you need to select and then focus on the actual ceremony at the end of the day. And yeah, having due points in place made it simple, made it easy, made it easier. And I'm very, very grateful that I had that policy in place.